I thought I'd do another update. Bus pass just arrived today. Still waiting for the computer, still working out something with a chair. Bus pass means that I can start working out at the gym. Now, one thing that I want to sort of use this channel for is more like a diary. And it's what helps me will probably help you. Now, it's not the actions, the advice that works for me that will work for you. It's I'm listening to myself now instead of being programmed by doctors and um, different systems that aren't functioning. I'm finding out ways of curing my life and solving problems that I'm challenged with my life. And the answer is listening to your intuition. This is something that we've been suppressing for generations. There's so much information out there that is not being shared with the masses. And if the masses knew what was going on, if you knew how to listen to your intuition, we'd have a completely different experience. So that's why I'm kind of having my channel as more like a diary. Um, Lots of people give me advice, but other people's advice is not good for me. The best advice for me is going to come from my intuition, and learning how to communicate with intuition is, our evolution. And that's why it's a diary, and it's listening to myself and posting it and showing what the challenges are that I'm faced with. At first, when I had this big, let's call it a wake up, where you seen beyond a shadow of a doubt that our justice systems, all of these systems that are working today, are completely dysfunctional, and it's hard to communicate within your community that relies on these dysfunctional systems. So when I started experiencing a challenge to function within this world, the first thing that I knew I needed to do was to relax, because trying to fight this system, trying to make your life work within this dysfunctional system, it will kill you dead. So once I kind of recognized that it's pointless to fight this system, you cannot win within this system. Um, I needed to gain my strength back, which is a lot of what everybody else is going to have to go through, is to get your bearings back. There's going to be more than enough reason to piss you off. You're going to have reasons. Your hate list, I've made a video of my hate list, and it's like, who on the planet I don't hate, from the experiences I've had. Anybody that even supports a justice system, I would hate you. Anybody that even donates to a food bank, I would hate you, because you can't see the connections that put your forces into why would I need food. There's a little bit of problem there that I would rather you put your attention onto why I need food from a food bank than for you to donate and perpetuate the reasons why I need food. Nobody's recognizing anything while we're putting these band-aids like food banks onto the causes of why I need food in the first place. So from my perspective, not too many people I wouldn't hate these days. So part of my healing is it's like I'm human and I have to live within this world of everybody I dislike. And okay, how can you put one foot in front of another and live in a world where you hate everybody? And it's like you can't do that, and you have to find a way um, to function within the society. And that's what I've had to do, and I'm pretty sure everybody else is going to have to do in part of your wake up. So to be calmer was where I needed to go and where everybody else needed to go, to not be as angry when you communicate. And I hope I'm showing some signs of not having an enormous amount of anger and displaying my big long hate list in any of my channels. I'm trying to um, be understanding and loving, and listen to myself in the processes that I needed to heal. One thing, I had to go through a couple of years of just healing and doing nothing. That was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, is be a workaholic and take money from a government system that now tells me that I'm lazy, stupid, and don't want to work. Um, trying to build your self-esteem up, while the world now tells you um, in how many ways we can build you down. You know, you're at your weakest point, and while you're at your weakest and you really, really need society's help, that's the time where society tells you you're no good, you can't overcome shit because you're lazy, you're stupid, you're as dumb as rocks, and will provide you with no opportunities whatsoever. So it's like, okay, here's a challenge that I'm faced with, is I gotta be one hell of a lot stronger than my outside world. So build the strength, get the calmness, get the peace within me first, get the understanding. um, the biggest thing is forgive, for they know not what they're doing. When you can wrap your brain around just the idea that people are doing what they're doing because they have no idea of what they're doing. Most people don't know where their food is coming from. So most people don't know what words are, that come out of their mouths, how much harm that does to another human being. Our politicians, our judges, lawyers, people that are wealthy in the economic system have zero tie to what it means to do harm to another human being, to know what life is all about. I mean, we can really, really be heartbroken if somebody kills our loved ones. And I don't care who on this planet, the most evil person on the planet might have a loved one. And to lose that loved one means there's an example of love there. Like, did you want this person to be dead or not? And that is, you can't have any value on the person that you love without seeing, hey, there's a few others out here that value life as well. And my life is one of them. And until we have, I mean, if we can't even put a connection of where our food comes from, we certainly can't get a connection that there's another human being that produces the food, that has a will, want, and desire to make your food healthy. Um, Unfortunately, we live our lives based on, I only have value based on how much money I have in my bank account. And so a lot of people have motivation to live their lives judging the scale of their bank account. And sometimes they earn an awful lot of more profit if they solve a lot of problems. So sometimes these scientists are seeing problems that aren't there so that they can say, hey, I've got a problem to that. And our food is one of them. Is, we've had this scientific world that says we can produce food so much better and so much faster, and you could profit off of it, to the point where we've now destroyed our food. So basically, to conclude the update of my bus pass, um, like us as humans aren't looking after our food and where it's coming from, we need to look after ourselves and your own personal body. And that's what I've got to do. And my personal body, my personal self says I need to work out. Started this channel trying to do a workout, didn't work out so well. Tried to do some walking during the summer, did lots of walking, but got kind of boring. It just wasn't something that worked out. But now I'm going to join a gym. I always had a lot of success with a gym. Doing repetitive work, though, is something that I'm not I don't know if my body can handle it, but it's a beautiful center. I'm thinking now with the free bus pass, if this lady doesn't call me from Lazy Boy today, I may take a bus ride out there and take my videotape and buy a membership. And the more I work out, the more I will take away this need for smoking. This has been one way that I always get success when I quit smoking, is to make a major shift in my life and to have another website project and a chair to work on and a routine to get me up early in the morning and go out and have a workout. My intuition tells me that this is something that I have to do for myself. Um, I'm kind of looking at myself to accomplish just one particular goal and not to really care so much about what that goal is. But the one goal that I think I'm going to accomplish is to work out at a gym for one solid year. And just, I'm going to take pictures, not show anything until I actually see a before and after. Um, Aging is something that's always bothered me, and I'm aging sitting around doing nothing. And I got to get this body back in shape and take off a few wrinkles and at least prove that you can reverse aging. If I can reverse what has been done from just years of relaxing over the last few years and get back into shape, and um, then anyways, I think I've accomplished something. And I think a lot of people want to know how to stay young and stay in shape, and if that's a motivation to learn how to look after self, that might be an added thing to add in this website. We got to look at what motivates people, and a lot of people don't like aging. A lot of people want to be a lot healthier, but we don't know how to be a lot healthier, and it is listening to intuition. And I know part of going to this gym, the voices in my head are going to be, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. So it is a neurology. It is just a repetitive thing that will go over in my head. And so what I'm going to be doing is constantly, I love this, I love getting out of the house, I love getting my body in shape, I love having something to accomplish. All the time that I'm going to be at this gym, I'm going to start repeating um, positive feelings, reasons, truths of why I'm grateful to be going out and working out, grateful for the bus pass, grateful that I have a gym to go to, grateful that I'm feeling a little bit healthier today. And that is the way we reprogram our brains. Is sometimes you know yourself you should be doing something, but yourself is got replay messages that say you hate this hate this, and the next thing you know, you've talked yourself out of doing something. So that's what I'm going to be working on next with this working out on the gym, is really being aware of the negative voices and transforming any beliefs that I see about working out into something positive. Because this is not anybody else's advice to me. This is my intuition telling me I need to get myself in shape and do it early in the morning and get on a good routine. And I know if I do that for 1 year, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know something major is going to change in my life if I can accomplish this in this 1 year. Peace out.